Hello everybody, welcome to another board game playthrough. I'm going to play a game of CastleScape. This is a game designed by Josh Horsley with art by Tracy Van Wagener. You can see some of the art from the cover of the box all around the board here. And I'm going to be playing a two-player game. Now I've already made a how to play video, so if you look in my YouTube history you can find it there. But this is a video that will show from start to finish a full two-player game. Keeping in mind that this is a game that plays more than two players, but it's just easier for me to give it a demonstration of a two-player game. It is a deck-building area control game set in the Middle Ages, a time of kings and guilds, money and power, deception and influence. And it's going to involve building a castle, building a deck, and trying to complete contracts and goals. And maybe doing a bit of that mischievously. So we're going to play a game of Arthur versus Morgana, and you're never directly attacking one another, but it is a player versus player game in that you're trying to get a better position and better control and better deck than your opponents. And basically a victory point game. So you'll see I'll get victory points going around this track as time progresses. Now I'm not going to describe exactly how to play the game because I already have a how to play video of that. But I am going to talk through my turns and explain what I'm doing. We're going to start off with Morgana. She's going to have the first play. Now at the very beginning of the game I chose for 2 out of 4 contract cards for her to be. And these contract cards are hidden goal cards that each player has, and it helps kind of guide their hand in direction of maybe where they want to go to get some bonus points. The number of bonus points they get is equal to the purple flag on the card. So Morgana, if she got both of these, could earn an extra 10 points. There are also some common goal cards that she could work towards, and many other things that can earn you points in the game. Anything with a purple flag is basically end game points. But if we take a look here, she wants to have at least 10 back alley cards. Sounds fitting for Morgana. Back alley cards are kind of the more devious cards to do things in an underhanded way. And she wants to end the game with 5 or more recruits on the board. Alright, and if she's looking for other goals, placing 5 recruits in a turn, that kind of works well with that one. Claim a Bailey with 6 or more squares, and spend 8 gold on cards in the market. So alright, so take her first turn. She's going to draw 5 cards. Normally you do that at the end of the turn so you can plan out your next turn. But to keep it my hands in cards in hand the right way, I'll be doing it at the beginning of a turn. When you play your cards, you can play them all at once on the table, but you can do them in any sequence that you want, with the only exception being that walls must be placed before placing recruits. So generally when I play, I've played it a few times now, I prefer to do walls first, and then recruits, and then gold. That's kind of the way I like to structure my turn. So walls, if you have wall cards and it says you gain walls, you'll get walls from what's called the quarry. And depending on how many players are in the game, there could be a different number of pieces in the quarry, and you get to take the number of pieces that are written on your wall card. Once you have those pieces, you can place them on the board adjacent to any other walls as long as the 2 are placed. So if I had a card that said 4 walls, I'd have to have all 4 walls connected. I couldn't put one there and take the other one and put it over here, for example. It's got to be sequential. So I'm going to place my 2 walls like that. So that is my wall card. And then I gain 2 recruits. So recruits are here. Recruits can go on the board adjacent to any existing walls. You cannot put them on top of walls. Later on they could go on top of walls, but they cannot start there. So I'm going to put 1 here and 1 here just to kind of be all around this. And the position of these recruits helps with your influence, which can earn you points later on in the game. Alright, so I played that, and I played that, and then here I gain a gold and I gain a gold. So when you gain gold, it's not permanent, so I don't put a stash of gold to the side of my board or anything. Gold is used to purchase cards in this deck building game. So like most deck building games, there are different cards that you can always buy. These are called the standard cards. And then in this game there's a rotating market. If you think of games like Ascension or Clank, these cards will change as people buy them. So I have 2 money. I can only buy something that costs 2. There's something called Plentiful Supplies I could buy. Or we can go up here and we can get a card that has Infamy. Infamy is a card that has a wanted poster on the bottom left of the card. And there are penalties for that, but you get more benefits as well. So I'm going to live up to Morgana's cause here and buy a card that has Infamy. We'll put that in the discard pile. So that used up my 2 gold. I've now played all my cards. And I haven't played any cards that had Infamy that had to go in the back alley. You'll learn about that later. So basically I am done my turn. So I'll clean up. Anything in the play area gets discarded. And then I would draw up to 5 cards, but I won't do that till next turn. So Morgana's turn is over. And we move over to Arthur's turn. Now Arthur has 2 hidden reference or contract cards as well. He wants to end the game with the most influence on the board, and that is basically controlling the most Baileys, or have the most total points. And he wants to share a Bailey claim with at least 1 other guild, so he wants to share an area of control with Morgana to earn an extra 5 points. So good to know. I'm going to shuffle this deck just in case, and then draw 5 cards and play them. So these are Arthur's cards. And like I said, I like to build walls first, and then recruits if I have any, and then gold. So here we have 4 walls. So we will go over to the quarry. We're going to grab 4 walls. Now it's a card with 2 and a card with 2, so I can place these sets of 2 separately if I wish. But they have to connect to this main section here. Now I don't have any recruits. If I were to enclose this red recruit, I would actually be giving Morgana points, and I don't want to do that right now. So I'm going to build 1, 2, and then 1, 2. I'm going to build like that. So I've now built my walls, and then we have a clumsy thief. You can see on the bottom left there's a wanted sign. So that means it is a back alley card, and it's going to go here once it's used. But first, let me buy something. I have 3 gold, so I can buy something worth 3. Plentiful Supplies, King's Jester, Corrupt the Masses. Draw 2 cards or acquire a standard card other than new contract. If they do, they gain 1 corruption. Corrupt the Masses or Pact. Cost 4. I'm going to buy Ramparts is too expensive. Oh, I did something wrong in Morgana's deck. Yep. Accidentally bought all of the cards. So I'm going to put the other 11 of these back where they belong. And put those back in there. I accidentally picked up all of the cards. Alright, here we go. So goodbye back alley bribes for 3 ramparts. But we're going to buy Corrupt the Masses for Arthur. Does he want to corrupt the masses? Not really. But that's what he's going to buy. Alright, so and then this card will go into back alley. We'll talk about that later. Then we will clean up, and then we'll draw 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, except we didn't want to draw those yet. Oops. I'm just going to put those in the play area and swap over to Morgana's turn. So Morgana will draw 5 cards. She will play them all, and we'll zoom in and have a look. So lots of gold. So first she's going to have 2 walls. We'll get those from the quarry. And where does she want to build those? Well, she'll build maybe over here. Start putting something around. So she's built her walls, and now she gets 1, 2, 3, 4 gold. And 2 of these are going to go to the back alley. For 4 gold, keeping in mind that we want back alley guards, what can she buy? She can buy Fake Turk 4, choose 2 recruits. It's not a back alley card though. Not that she has to buy back alley cards, but she's interested in them. I think she's going to go with ramparts. She wants to be able to build some walls. So we'll put that into her discard pile. Alright, so she's spent her gold. These cards will go to the discard pile. Now, at the end of a turn when you would normally pick up cards, if you don't have any cards to pick up, you're going to have to shuffle your discard pile. Oh, I think I might have bought all the ramparts. Yep, I did. This is getting... I gotta stop pressing that button. Alright, so all of these ramparts belong over here. Oops. Alright. So before you can shuffle and draw your cards back up. Oh, I still have too many ramparts. There, 9, 10, 11. Sorry, getting finicky here. Put those ramparts back. And just make sure that's all ramparts. No, that apprentice belongs to me. Morgana, come on. Okay. So, what'll happen is they're going to take their infamy token and move it up 2 and then put these in the discard pile. Then they will shuffle it and that will go back into their deck. So we're done Morgana's turn. Flip over back to Arthur. Now Arthur, we already drew the cards for Arthur. So I'm going to do 2 recruits and then gold. So 2 recruits, 1, 2, his first recruits. And again, he has to place them adjacent to walls. So he's going to go right next to Morgana here and say he wants to try to claim this space, so really taking over. So he puts his 2 recruits there and then he gets 3 gold. What can you buy with 3 gold? Dumpster dive? No. Back alley bribes. -1 infinity, all guilds draw a card. I'm going to try with Arthur to buy no back alley cards and see how that works out. So let's go with plentiful supplies. That's worth a point at the end of the game and we'll take away infamy. Make sure we didn't draw extra. So we bought that card for 2. Now even though we have an extra gold, it doesn't carry over. But I could actually choose not to use this card and then it will go to my discard instead of my back alley because I didn't use it. So that's one way to avoid getting extra infamy. So now at the end of Arthur's turn, he has to gain an infamy because he needs to shuffle his deck and there's a card in the back alley. Flip it over, shuffle it up, and put it into the deck. So that is the end of Arthur's turn. Back to Morgana. She will draw her 5 cards, play them all, and we have no walls, so we'll do the recruits and then these other cards. So 2 recruits, neither of those is a back alley card. So 1, 2. She's gonna position 1 here and 1 here. Alright, and then she has +1 gold. You may destroy a card in your hand or discard pile. So she would get 1, 2, 3, 4 gold, and then she can destroy a card if she wishes. So let's see if she wants something for 4 gold first. For 4 gold, here. That would normally get replaced, but I didn't press cleanup last time, so she likes back alley cards. Stolen goods seems suitable. Or for 4, pact, -1 infamy +2 gold. fake turf war. That can be useful to move your opponent's recruits around. Or she could buy 2 cards if she wanted to. She could buy 2 higher offense. Yeah, she's going to buy 2 of those for 4. Oops. So we'll put those in her discard pile. Because she's buying, using 4 gold, she has to fulfill the other part of this card. You may destroy a card in your hand or discard pile. So let's say she wants to destroy a normal gold card. So destroyed cards go in there. And the rest of these will go into cleanup. Alright, she's done. When I pressed cleanup, yep, that's it for her turn. We'll go back to Arthur. Now Arthur wants to draw 5 cards, play them all. And did he get some walls? Yes, he did. 2 walls. And then a recruit. So first we'll grab the 2 walls. And now one thing about walls is if you place them on a token, on a recruit, the recruit goes on top of the wall. So Arthur could be sneaky. And what that does is it makes this recruit worth twice as much as before. So we're going to do that and try to start making a Bailey here. Okay. Then he gains a recruit. So we can take 1 recruit and position it. Let's see, he's going to put it right here just to make sure he has the most influence in there. And here, -1 infamy. So back down to 0, but all guilds draw 1 card. Now, that means he draws a card, and Morgana is going to draw a card. So we'll give Morgana an extra card over here. Alright, what card did we draw? +2 walls. Walls must be placed before placing recruits. Now, that means I can't use that card this turn. I'd be breaking the rules of the game. So probably should have played that card first. We'll say for the sequence of smart gameplay that that's what would have happened. He would have played that before the recruit so that he could get the 2 extra walls. Which means this recruit wouldn't have been placed yet. So he could place the 2 walls here and his plan comes to fruition. So what happens is once you have enclosed an area, this is called a Bailey, and whoever has the most influence of that Bailey or that enclosure will gain points. Now influence is equal to 1 for each recruit on the ground and 2 for each recruit on a castle wall. So in this case red has 1 and blue has 3. So blue has the most influence. If you have the most influence, you get to claim the Bailey. So we're going to claim it. And when you claim the Bailey, you get points equal to the area of the Bailey. So 1, 2, 3 points for blue. That's simple. Now we'll place the recruit that we semi-cheated and brought back, but I want to make sure you can see the strategy of the game. And so now this recruit can be placed anywhere except for on a wall. So let's put it over here where we see the next enclosure starting. Okay. Then we gain 2 gold if we want, but then we're going to gain an infamy. So for 2 gold, what does Arthur want to buy? Arthur wants to buy a craftsman shop so he can get more gold later on. And then this will go to his back alley because of that symbol on the bottom left, and then we will clean up. So he's done his turn. We'll go over to Morgana. And Morgana's going to draw 5 cards, but she already had 1 on the table. So she actually has 6 cards this turn. Alright, so she has a wall card, and a wall card. So she's laughing about walls. So 3 walls, 2 walls, and 2 walls. Now what happens is if you have more walls than the Bailey or the quarry has available, you still get to play all your wall cards. So that's a perk. So she's going to get 3 plus 2 plus 2. So she's going to have all of these walls. place. Now the trick with this is that she has to place 3 of them as connected. So these 3 here, she can connect in any way as long as they're connected. And then she has 2 and 2. So looking at what's going on here, she may want to create a Bailey of her own before the first round of play ends. Or she could drop this to promote that. So she can place 1 there, 1 there, and 1 there. So that's her first set of 3. Then she could drop a wall there and there. And then she could drop a wall there and there. Now, she's enclosed something, which means the Bailey is formed, and she has 2 influence to blue's 1. So she will gain 2 points for that Bailey because it's 2 squares wide. And she will place her red clay marker in that Bailey. Say, this is my zone. Alright, so she's now placed her walls. But her turn's not over yet because she has some gold. 1, 2, 3 gold. And she likes back alley cards. So what do we have for 3 gold? That's too much money. Return a card from your discard or back alley to your hand. Draw 2 cards for stolen goods. She's going to buy some stolen goods. So that will go into her discard pile. Now she used this card and this card, which are back alley cards. And then she's going to clean up, and she's only got 1 card in her deck. So in order to draw any more cards, she will have to gain the 2 infamy here. 1, 2. I'm just going to double check one thing in the rule book, make sure I'm playing it right. And what I'm checking for is when the quarry runs out, do I end my turn first, or does the quarry thing happen first? So let's double check. Inspections. If the quarry runs out of walls, you must trigger an inspection at the end of the current player's turn. So the player has to finish their turn first, which means they go through their cleanup phase. So we're doing that right. She gained her 2 infamy. Then she will flip over, shuffle her deck, and she will be drawing that card plus 4 more. So that'll be your hand next turn. So that'll be the end of her turn. And then once her turn is over, we proceed to what's called the inspection. So you can see on here, when I cleaned up, the quarry filled back up, and this moved up to show that the inspection happened. But what we want to do is fulfill what happens in the inspection. So one thing that happened was the quarry filled back up. Another thing that happened was the rotating market emptied and got refilled so that there's always fresh cards happening in between inspections. And if we look at the rule book, there is something else that happens. So they cleared the rotating market, remove influence. The player whose turn it is checks their infamy level. If their infamy is more than 0, they must remove recruits from the board until they remove an amount of influence equal to their level of infamy. So what that means is I have 4 infamy. I have to remove 4 influence off the board. So I could remove 2, 3, 4 influence off the board. I don't have a choice, it has to come off the board. So we'll do that. Alright, read this. So the player whose turn it is checks their infamy. Once that player has removed influence equal to their infamy, the next player does the same. So right now the blue player has no infamy because they played smartly. So they don't have to remove any recruits from the board. Reset each player's infamy to match their corruption level. So your corruption level is this broken hammer, but neither of us has corruption because we haven't accrued any, which means our infamy goes to 0. Good. Reset each player's infamy. Award occupation bonuses. For each completed Bailey, you get 1 point, or renown as they're called, to the player who has the most influence in that Bailey. So here, blue has the most influence, so blue gets a point. And here, blue has the most influence, so they also get another point. So Morgana misplayed, even though she has a marker there. That was only to claim the initial points. And blue is starting to accrue points in the inspections because he retained influence. Poor Morgana, suffering. Okay. And that is the end of the turn. So we're going to switch back to Arthur's turn. Arthur will draw 5 cards. And one more, play all. Alright, Arthur's happy. He gets draw 2 cards or acquire a standard card other than new contract. So if I wanted to gain a corruption, I could get a free card, or I could just draw 2 cards. A standard card is cards here, and it has to be a card other than new contract. So you could gain a free Ramparts. That's what he's going to do. He's going to play this card to acquire a standard card and gain a corruption. So, bad Arthur. Then he's going to gain 1 recruit. So we'll pop this blue recruit. And we're going to mess around with Morgana over here. And then 1, 2, 3 gold. So 3 gold. And what is his contracts? He wants to end the game with the most influence and share a Bailey claim with one other guild. So nothing crazy there. Now he could buy another contract. It costs 5 to do that, and then you can earn extra points, but it's a little early for that, I think. Plus 2 gold, gain a corruption, or plus 4 gold. Constricted. I said I didn't want to buy any cards like that for him, so let's see. Draw a card and 2 walls. That's a good one. If he does that one, he doesn't have to use that card. So let's see, 1, 2, oh no, he does 3. He only has 3 money. So we're going to buy Conscripted Labor, and then this card goes here, and he's ready for his cleanup phase. Now, in order for his cleanup phase, he's going to have to draw extra cards. So 1, 2, he's going to gain 2 infamy. And then we're going to clean up. And then we're going to flip, shuffle, and then we'll put this card on top of this deck. Alright, Arthur is done. So he's going to end his turn. Back to Morgana. Morgana already drew her 5 cards. We'll just flip them over here. She's got this one, plus 3 walls. Golden recruits, so we'll do the 3 walls first. Sadly, she doesn't have much going on for influence, so walls are actually not the greatest for her right now. But she'll make it work. She'll extend out this way. Alright, she built her wall. She gains 1 recruit, so we'll get that on the board. Over here. And then she has 1, 2, 3 gold that she could acquire. So what does she want to do with 3 gold? Sneaky dealing. Yeah, she'll do a sneaky deal. Why not? She's sneaky. And this goes to the back alley. And then we clean up. And switch back to Arthur. Arthur draws 5 cards. Plays them all. And we have no walls, just 1 recruit. He doesn't want to give Morgana the upper hand anywhere, so he'll keep playing alongside her. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 gold, or 3 if he doesn't want corruption. That costs 4 gold, and we'll give him 3 gold. That might be worth it. He wants to be rich. He is the king after all. he's going to buy, oops, buy this card. It's going to cost 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So because he's paying 4, he has to use his corruption card to be able to do that. Then we will clean up, and he's done. That was easy. Morgana. Alright, Morgana hasn't drawn any cards yet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Play them all. Let's see what we got. She has a draw 2 cards, so that's probably the first card she should play. And then what does she have? She has some extra gold. She's got 2 walls. So let's do it this way. First she'll play her 2 walls. She can do this, and that darn Arthur keeps creeping up on her, but she's still gonna go like this, play her 2 walls, and then gain her recruit. She wants to claim this giant Bailey at some point. And she's gonna put this one here to try to build on top of that. And then +1 gold, you may destroy a card in your hand or discard pile. So she's going to destroy that gold card. And then gain a gold, she can destroy another card. She's going to destroy this gold card. And then this one, she's going to destroy. Oh, she can destroy a card in her hand as well. She doesn't know what to do. She won't destroy another card for now. Okay, so she has 1, 2, 3, 4 gold. What can she buy for 4 gold? Destroy a market stall or clumsy thief in your hand and replace it with a craftsman job. Draw a card and a recruit. She's going to buy the serfs. Some serfs. And so actually she will destroy this card when she does that because she didn't need it after all. And then these 3 cards go into her back alley, as does this one. These go into her discard pile. And she only has 2 cards left, so she has to gain 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 infamy. She'll shuffle that. Put these 2 cards on top of her deck. And she'll draw cards next turn. So she is done. We'll switch to Arthur. We'll draw 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Play them all. Arthur thinks he has the upper hand right now. He's got some walls. He's got some walls. Some gold. -1 infamy. And all guilds draw cards. So he'll do that. -1 infamy and gets a card. And we'll give Morgana a free card. And then draw a card and get 2 walls. And so he's going to get 2 walls, 2 balls, and 2 balls. So he's going to get 6 walls. Love you, dear. 6 walls. Now this is Arthur. Where does he have the most influence? Nowhere right now, but he could go here. So there's 1, 2, and then 1, 2, and then 1, 2. So by placing that first, he elevated his blue recruit. That is now worth 2 influence. Red only has 1 influence. So when he claims this Bailey, he's going to acquire the 2 points. And he still has influence over it, so he planned that out well. If I do say so myself. And then he gets 2, 3, up to 4 gold if he wishes. So for 4 gold, could try to acquire more gold. He's going to go for the ramparts. He likes building his castle. So buys a rampart, only one, not 16 or however many, for 4, which uses up all 4, which means that he will put that in the back alley. And then he's got to gain 2 infamy because he needs to draw his cards. So we'll shuffle these up, put this deck on top, and he's ready for his next turn. So we will move over to Morgana. Her goal to get recruits is not really working, but her goal to get back alley cards is. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's see how her plan works out. What is she going to do now? She's got walls, walls, and walls. She's happy with that. Recruit. And can't do anything there right now, and she has this bonus card. Okay, so she's going to get 2 walls, 3 walls, and 2 walls. So she might be depleting the quarry. Yep. So 2 walls, 2 walls, and 3 walls. So that's her 3 things that she can build. Now she sees an opportunity here because she can put a 2 wall there, and she definitely will have the most room in this Bailey. Claim a Bailey with 6 or more squares. She may just get that one, so that's good. So she could do 1, 2. That won't quite work. She can build that one that way, and then this one she can build 1, 2, 3. So she built a very strategic Bailey. She does have the most influence, so she's going to gain 9 points for that one, so she'll be up to 11. Not only that though, she was the first person to claim a Bailey with 6 or more squares, so she actually gets this card and will get 5 points right away. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So she's quite happy with her accomplishment there. Okay, her turn's not over yet. That was just the walls. Now she gains a recruit. Keeping in mind she's probably going to lose this recruit, but she'll put a tier anyway. And then she can gain 2 gold or 4 gold. If you play 2 gold, it doesn't go in the back alley. If you play 4 gold, it does. She's going to put it in the back alley. Why not? She wants all 5 gold because she probably sees something she wants here. Idealist, -1 corruption, +1 recruit. That's handy. Wanted posters. So she could buy the Idealist card. It's also worth a point at the end of the game, so she's going to buy that. She's got lots of cards giving her corruption. Why not something that loses corruption? Alright, and then so these cards will stay here because she doesn't need to draw. So we will clean up, and now that the quarry had to fill, starting with the player whose turn is next checks their infamy level. Oh, so I did it the wrong way last time, but anyway, his infamy level is 2, so he has to remove 2 influence from the board. Mr. Arthur. He wants to still control this one, and this one, and he knows he probably can't keep that one. So he's just going to remove that. That's 2 influence right there. So he removes 2 influence, and then this goes back to 1. Normally go back to 0, but because he has corruption, it actually sets to 1. And now Morgana must do the same thing. but she has 5 corruption, so she has to remove 5 recruits. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. She basically has to remove all her recruits because she just doesn't have much influence. And then the Baileys will be checked. So blue controls them all. 1, 2, 3, 4. So he's going to get 4 bonus points. But he's still behind Morgana. Morgana's claim there really helped her out. All right. That's the end of Morgana's turn. This will actually go to 0 because she doesn't have any corruption. We'll swap over to Arthur's turn. Now notice that at the end of that inspection, the market reset again, and the quarry filled back up again. So now we're back to Arthur's turn. Draw 5 cards, play them all, and he can draw 2 cards or acquire. He's just going to get to draw 2 cards this time. He doesn't want any more corruption. He's got walls, walls, walls. So he's going to get 2, 4, 5, 6, 7 walls. Ooh, he's really draining this quarry fast. He wants his castle built. Camelot was built in a day, apparently. Alright, so 2, 2, and 3. Now Arthur dominates here. And this guy does look over this area, so if he builds a Bailey here, he will acquire the points. So let's go with that theory. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. No, that doesn't work quite right. One, 2, 1. We'll pull the same trick as Morgana. 1, 2, and 1, 2, 3. So he's going to gain 6 points because he has influence there. As long as you're on the wall, you're overlooking the Bailey, so you have influence. So he will gain 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, pulling ahead of Morgana. He will place a blue clay marker in here. And he's done with his walls. Now he can place 2 recruits. So that's nice of him. He's going to place a recruit over here and here. He's planning to build a Bailey there in the future. So that's the 2 recruits. And then he's going to gain 2 gold. So for that 2 gold, he's going to buy another card that'll let him get 2 gold. That'll go in the discard pile. None of these cards had corruption, so he's quite pleased with that. He's going to clean up and pass the turn. Morgana thought she had a lead, but King Arthur, he knows what's going on. He's got the scoop. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Play those cards. See what we got here. First, draw 2 cards. 1, 2. Alright. We're gonna gain a gold and here. Draw a card and get a recruit. Now in order to draw a card, he's got to gain, she has to gain her 2 infamy. So then she can shuffle these up and draw a card. That one, and she gains a recruit. She'll put it over here. And then she can gain another recruit. She's going to put it over here. And then she can gain all her gold. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 gold. She can get up to 5 gold. Let's see what's new in the rotating market. Now again, she could buy a contract card and you get to randomly choose from a selection of cards, but she wants something else. Maybe shift the blame. Draw a card. You may move 1 card from the back alley to your discard pile. She won't mind shifting the blame. Actually, she's going to try to get some extra recruits. That costs 3. So she's got 2 money left. buy some planners and buy, yeah, she'll buy that and that. So that's cost her 5. Get those in the discard pile. And then, so because she spent all her money, that will, all of these cards are going into her corruption pile. Oof, she likes corruption, I guess. Alright, and then she gets to draw 5 cards on her next turn, so we're just going to clean up and switch to Arthur's turn. Arthur has enough cards, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Play them all. He's looking for walls. Yep, 3 walls. Draw a card in 2 walls. So he's going to get 3, 4, 5 walls. There you go. And get these up right here. So 3 and a 2. This is Arthur. Arthur is blue. So he's going to build 1 there to use his strategy to get people up on walls to help gain influence. And then 1, 2, 3. Just going to build a real tiny Bailey. By building a tiny Bailey, he still gets to claim it, still gets a point. And yeah, he's really controlling. Place 5 recruits in a single turn, hasn't done that. Spend 8 gold, hasn't done that. So might acquire those. So this one says -1 infamy, and each player draws a card. So Morgana will have an extra card on her turn. She's happy with that, as happy as she can be. And then he's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, up to 6 gold. I think that's the first time we've had someone with 6 gold. Now we're going to show you how buying a new contract works. So it says here, draw 2 contracts, 1, 2, keep 1, return the other to the contract deck, and shuffle the contracts. So he has a choice between claiming at least 4 Baileys or claiming a Bailey that is not a rectangle. I think he's going to go with one that's worth more points that he's already done. It's mine. All mine. So he purchases that. He doesn't have to show the other players, as far as I know. And then this would go and get shuffled back into this deck. Now that cost him 5 gold. So if we look at the gold that he had available, he can choose not to play that card. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So he doesn't have to put a card into his back alley. He really doesn't want that corruption. And this he's going to put along here. Alright, his turn's over. He's only got 3 cards left. He has no infamy because he actually subtracted it. So he can just shuffle his deck. And the other 3 cards that he's going to draw will go on top of it. So we'll do that. And back to Morgana. Morgana does not like the way this game is turning out. She is losing by a landslide. She draws her 5 cards, plays them, plus the cards she got for free from Sir Arthur, and tries to see is there anything she can do. She's got walls, she's got walls. Yeah, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 walls. Yeah, she might as well. So she'll take those 3, and then 1, 2, 1, 2. She's got 2, 2, and 3. That's what I saw there. 2, 2, and 3. So she is red. She does not have the most influence with that guy there, but what she could do is place a wall here and another wall next to it. And then she could place a wall here and here, a wall here, here, and here. So then she will have the most influence there because, well, it's tied 3 and 3. So what happens if influence is tied? Let's take a look. the rules. Whenever a Bailey is completed, each player calculates their influence. The player with the most gets its renown. If players tie, they each place a Bailey claim marker inside it and split the renown. Okay. So we each place a claim marker inside. And split the renown. It's too bad for her, hey? But we live and we learn. So that means each player gets 3 points. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Walls have been placed. -1 corruption. +1 recruit. She's going to try to claim over there, and then normal +1 recruit. It really doesn't matter where she puts it because she's going to lose them all. And then +2 gold or +4 gold. She'll take the +4 gold because she's going to be losing her recruits anyway. So what can she buy for 4 gold? That will give her points and other benefits. Nothing here worth any points at the end of the game. That's on the right hand side of the card. So for 4, she could just buy back alley bribes. So she'll buy one of those for there. And then in her cleanup phase, she has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 infamy. That's painful for her. And then she will going to clean up. Starting with the blue player, remove influence from the board equal to their infamy. So blue has no infamy, it doesn't have to remove anything. Red has 8 infamy, so she has to remove 1, 2, 3, 4. So she has 5 there. Now there is a penalty that you must pay if you don't have enough influence, so let's read about that. If you have infamy remaining after removing all your recruits, you must discard a card of your choice per remaining infamy. So, at this point in the game, Morgana would have drawn her next 5 cards. Oops. Flip, shuffle. These would go here, and she draws 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And she would have to discard 3 of them because she's only used 5 of her 8 infamy up. So that's painful for her. She's going to remove that one, and that one. All right. And then for Bailey's, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Blue's going to gain 6 bonus points for controlling all these Baileys in between the inspection. Ooh. And then Morgana's turn is done. Arthur is giddy at what just happened there. And going into the final round of the game, the quarry's full, and he's really got control. Play all the cards. Oh, he's got lots of gold in his hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 gold. Now, remember, one of the goals here is to spend 8 gold in a single turn, so he's definitely going to work on that. So he has 8 gold. Where can he spend it? And these cards all changed as well because of the inspection. So he wouldn't mind that. That's 3. And that's 3, so that's 6. 7, 8. So he spends 8 gold Those are worth points at the end of the game. That's why he chose those ones. Oh, this one, when you play that card, you do get a corruption, but you may never play it, so we'll find out. That'll go on the discard pile. Here, we'll just quickly read about corruption cards in case you get corruption when you buy it instead of when you corruption. Enemy of a card. Okay. Corruption penalty. Playing this card. Oh yeah, so it's when you play it, not when you buy it. So he's safe. He's good with that. We're still on Arthur's turn. So he spent all his money. This one goes to the back alley. Then he can go to his cleanup phase. He is done. He spent lots of money. So he did spend 8 money, which means he acquires this gold card. And immediately he can gain those 5 points. Bring him up to 32. It's going to end his turn. Morgana has the most pitiful turn she's ever had. And she gains 3 recruits, which may not even last her very long. But 3 recruits, what is she going to do with them? 1, 2, 3. She doesn't know what to do. This one goes here, this one goes here, and she has done her turn. Back to Arthur's turn. Draws 5 cards. He's ready to call us a game if he can finish it off. Not quite, but getting close. He's going to draw 2 cards. And then he's going to gain a ton of walls. He's planned this out well. 3, 6, 7, 8 walls. That is massive. So, 8 walls. Now his walls are set up in 2 3s and a 2. So where can he go? He doesn't want to play over here because Morgana's got control. Really nowhere good to place his walls because he can't have control. He doesn't have any recruits. Might be able to do a little tactic over here because technically this guy is looking over this Bailey. And so if we made a big one, he would be tied. Yeah, let's do that. Oh no. You cannot place a wall where it would kind of cluster together, so that's an illegal wall placement. So you know what he's going to do? He's just going to place walls over here. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. He's going to hope that Morgana wants to continue playing in her sandbox, and he just plays way over there because he can't build any walls where he'd have influence. Alright, so he built all his walls. He gains 1 recruit, so probably best to protect his creation over here. And then 3 gold. 3 gold, he's looking for cards worth points. Loot the King's stores. He'll buy that one. Doesn't plan on using it, so he'll be safe. He'll clean up. He didn't use any cards that had corruption, so off to Morgana. Morgana draws 5 cards, plays them all. She made some bad choices in this game. She has walls, draw 2 cards. Good. Draw a card and gain a recruit. But she can't place the recruit yet, so just she gets 1 recruit there, 1 recruit there. And she'll get 1 recruit there and lose a corruption. Alright, so she just gets 2 walls. And so she's going to put 1 here to promote that guy, and 1 here. She doesn't know what to do. That's her walls. Got her cards. Got her. Now she can place her recruits. So she'll put one here to at least try to compete with them. I believe you can put recruits inside Bailey's. Let's just double check that. New card. Solve cards. Recruits. How do I play it? Place it onto one unoccupied square of a build site. You can't put it on top of a wall, but you can put it inside for Bailey. So if I wanted to, I could put this one maybe in here. Let's try that. Okay, so she's placed her recruits and now onto gold. 1, 2, 3 gold. She really shouldn't have bought these higher offense cards because she doesn't have any cards she wants to destroy. But she'll gain her 3 gold and see what she can buy. That one's cool. Spend X gold to get X recruits. She likes her evil cards, her corrupt cards. Alright, so that goes there, 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 there. She's the most corrupt, villainous in the land. Oh, we have one more recruit to place. Forgot about that. Let's do that one here. Alright, she's done. We switch back. Arthur. What's Arthur gonna do? He's got 5 cards. Play them all. He's got walls. Minus an infamy. He doesn't have one, but everybody gets a free card. So draw a card. When he draws a card, he's gonna gain an infamy. Put these over here. Shuffle it up. Draw a card. Morgana's going to get a free card. So he gets 2, 3, 4 balls. That's all the balls he can get this turn. 4 balls. Is that going to end the game? Nope. There's going to be 1 left. Morgana may be able to take advantage of that. 4 balls. Could go there. Oy, no matter where he goes, she has power. So, but he can finish this one, so at least it's tied. 1, 2, and then 3, 4. So both of them get to place a play marker in here because they have an equal amount of influence, so they both are going to gain 5 points. Be up to 24. We'll be up to 37. Okay, he's got 1 whole recruit, so this still matters because it can impact the end of the game. You could place it in here so he has more influence. So do that. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 or 5 gold. Look for cards worth points. There are none worth points left. So he'll just spend 4 gold on probably doesn't matter. 4 gold on our ramparts. Alright. So because he spent 4 gold, he never used that card. That can go right to the discard. None of his other cards have corruption, so he can clean up. He's done his turn. Back to Morgana. Might be her last turn. She has only 3 cards left, so we'll put these up here. In order to draw any more cards, she has to discard these. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 infamy. So she's at maximum infamy. Group, flip, shuffle, and draw 5 cards. Oopsie. We didn't want to do that. We already had. Put these back here. She had 3 already, so she only gets 2 more. There. So this will be her turn, probably her final turn. Oops. Let me spread these back out. Okay, draw 2 cards. Why not? And then 2 walls. She could choose not to play it, but she might as well, otherwise Arthur's going to get the walls. So she takes the final wall and then takes 1 out of the bag. She'll put this here and here, thereby gaining her a marker. She will gain 2 points. 1, 2. So that's her walls. She can gain 2 recruits. Probably doesn't matter. She's going to lose them all anyway. Gain 2 recruits. She can gain 3 more walls. Oh, that means those recruits couldn't be played yet. So she still would have had 3 walls left. So over here, let's just think about that again. She had a 2 wall and a 3 wall. 1, 2, 1, 2. She could have done it this way, and she would have got 1 whole extra point. Okay. Then she could have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 gold if she wanted to. She's already at maximum corruption anyway, so she might as well spend 5 gold. Anything worth points here? No. So what she will do, since none of those are worth points and the game's coming to an end, she's going to buy a contract. Have the most cards that build walls in your deck at the end of the game, or claim a bailey with at least 6 enclosed squares. So technically she did claim it, so she's going to take this Delusion of Grandeur. And she's already met that criteria, but we'll count that up after. Okay, so then this, and this go to her back alley. So does that. And she'll clean up. The final inspection has been triggered to continue until all players have an equal number of turns. Well, like we said, Morgana went first, which means Arthur still gets a final turn. He's ecstatic about that. Plays all his cards. He can still build walls even though there's no walls left, so he's going to find 5 walls. And he is planning to win even more. Morgana doesn't know what hit her. Now the problem here is he's got nothing up top, so no matter where he builds walls, he doesn't have any influence. But he is going to get to play 1 recruit, so he might squeeze out an extra point out of the deal. 1, 2, and then 1, 2, 3. Nothing claimed. I guess if we're tied at 0 influence, they would both place a claim marker and both get 1 point each, I guess is how that would work. We'll take this claim marker here and put it here. Each player gets a point. I might be messing up this rule. Okay, played his walls, gains a recruit. His final recruit. He's going to put this somewhere where he can get a point. Let's put it in here. Oh, he already controls that one. Here, I can prevent red from getting a point. Okay, and then he gains 2 gold. Nothing worthwhile to buy for 2 gold, so he doesn't buy anything. He cleans up. And then we resolve the final inspection. So let's read about the final inspection. It's just like any other inspection. So, final inspection, Morgana has 10 corruption. She must remove 10 recruits, 10 influence. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and discard a card from her hand. That's fine. Arthur, on the other end, only has to lose 1 infamy, so he will lose this one. Alright. And then we get the bonus points for controlling. So does red have any? The clay markers don't count as influence, so red has 0 influence, doesn't get any bonus points. Blue gets 1, 2, this one, this one, this one, this one, this one, this one, and this one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 extra points, bringing them up to 45. Now we're going to confer back to the rulebook and see if there's anything we missed in the rules for the final score, other than the goal cards, which we'll be covering soon. The final inspection. After last player's turn, final inspection. Each player takes penalties for any cards currently in their back alley. So she would have had more cards in her back alley, but she can't go over 10 corruption, so that is fine. Add up all renown for your fulfilled contracts and any cards in your deck that have purple renown points in them, and then subtract a renown for each corruption you have. After all players tally their scores, whoever has the most renown wins. So what you would do at this point in the game is look through your deck. So let's say I search this, I look for cards with purple values. So anything with a purple. Not that one. Anything with purple values are worth points. So that's it for him. So you'd get 1, 2, 3, 4 extra points there. You do the same thing with Morgana. Not that her deck has much going on in it, but we'll group it all together anyway. And search. So she has that one, that one. That's it. So she has 1, 2 points. Oof. And then contracts. Now we already took the points for that one, but did she claim a value with 6 enclosed squares? Technically she did, so she will get 4 points for that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Did she have the game with 5 or more recruits on the board? No. And did she have at least 10 back alley cards in her deck at the end of the game? There's 1. Pretty sure she did, but we'll count them up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yep, she had at least 10. So she will get 5 bonus points, but probably wasn't worth it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that is all of her goal cards. Now Arthur is going to look at his. Now he already gained this one, but did he claim at least 4 Baileys? Sure did. So he will gain 5 points for that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Did he share a Bailey claim with at least one other guild? Why, yes he did. so that'll be worth 5 points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And his final one. Did he end the game with the most influence on the board? Yeah, by a long shot. So that's another 5 points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that's the end of the game. King Arthur masters the castle. 64 points to Morgana's 39. Now that might make you think that corruption is not a path to victory, but if you play it the right way, it can be. I just didn't play hers the right way. So there you have it. That is a full game playthrough of CastleScape by Josh Horsley and Praetorian Games, coming to Kickstarter very, very soon. This is a fun deck building, castle building, area control game. It's got a lot of replayability because of the goal cards, and the contract cards can make every game a little different. Plus, with it being a deck builder, you can see there's 11 cards we didn't even see in the market deck. And because of the way the inspection system works, many of these cards went to the discard we didn't even buy. Some of these cards are really expensive, worth extra points, or some really powerful effects. And we didn't really get any of these big ones, like +4 walls or revealing free contracts. So some cool stuff you can have there. So I highly encourage you to check out his video and his Kickstarter when it's live, and hopefully you enjoyed this playthrough of CastleScape. Thanks for watching.